Hello from Tokyo. What a city this is. I've been here for 2 days now and I'm absolutely blown away by it. It's unlike anything I've ever seen before. I'm currently in the district of Shinjuku, which is really famous for its nightlife and incredible nighttime lighting. I mean, just look behind me. The vlogging camera would usually struggle in nighttime scenarios, but not here. There's so much artificial light, it's unreal. So my idea tonight is to wander around this district and to see if there's any kind of cityscape sort of street photography scenarios that I can shoot using this fantastic nighttime light. I'm thinking long exposures with pedestrians or cars going past could work particularly well. So I'm going to have a wander around and see what I can find. It's going to push me well out of my comfort zone, a million miles out of my comfort zone, but yeah, I guess that's how you learn. Usually I'm pretty uncomfortable vlogging in front of people, so this is going to be a challenge. I mean, there's a lot of people here. I found my first composition sitting right behind me here. This is Kabukicho Street, I think that's how you pronounce it, which is in Shinjuku, and it offers a fantastic viewpoint down the street. The neon lights in this area are absolutely fantastic. So I've got my camera set up here, and it's a very popular, busy photography spot, so I'll have to make this really, really quick. Basically, I've got an angle where I'm looking straight down the street there, and I'm going to crop this 1:1, I think, because I think either side of the street, the two buildings, I don't feel like there's anything worth actually capturing there. So I want to focus entirely on the actual street and the view looking down. And in terms of settings, I'm about 1/60th of a second because I want to try and freeze frame the people in the foreground of the shot, waiting at the crossing. I don't want them to blur. I want to really capture them and capture the detail in their faces. I'm shooting at f3.2 on this shot and ISO of about 1000 at 60mm, and I think that's given me the right kind of settings to absolutely nail this shot. Now it's just a question of waiting for the right people in the foreground. Too much movement in and around that foreground, and even at 160th of a second they're going to blur. So this is very much a question of taking enough shots and waiting for the right people in that foreground in terms of movement, but also in terms of interest. I'm looking for some interesting people just to take the picture to that next level. I found my second composition. The camera set up just here, and it's actually quite close to where the first one was taken. The first one was taken just there at the start of the street. I've come about 30 meters down, and what I'm focusing in for here are these neon lights here. I think they're really eye-catching. So what I'm going to try and do is fill the frame with as many neon lights as I possibly can. My approach for this shot is going to be slightly different though. I'm not going to try and freeze frame my passers-by. I'm going to purposely try to blur them to some extent. So settings wise, I am going to be shooting f14, about 1.3 seconds, ISO 64 at about 60mm, and that's given me the perfect results for this image. found another composition, and what's really caught my eye here is this quintessential anime Japanese sign. It's beautiful, it really, really is. So I've set my camera up just here, and what I'm trying to get is a wide angle of this pedestrian crossing right behind me here. We're flanked by that amazing Technicolor sign, and then all the neon lights sort of down that way as well. I think the combination works really, really well. But a shot like this is all about timing, and I think the key here is timing my exposure with pedestrians crossing that crossing and trying to freeze frame them as they actually cross the road. And it's actually quite difficult to get the right shot. You can't just take any old shot of any old pedestrians on that crossing and expect it to turn out well. They've got to be positioned well on that crossing. So I think I'm going to have to take quite a few takes of this to get it just right. Say that this vlog is like my worst nightmare come true at the moment. Vlogging in front of hundreds of people is literally the stuff of nightmares for me. It really, really is. But I keep on telling myself that in all likelihood the majority of people here have no idea what I'm talking about. So I'll basically just look like an idiot with a camera rather than an idiot talking absolute nonsense to a camera. I'm just about to go to Shibuya, which is home to the famous Shibuya crossing, which I think most people would have seen in Tokyo. It's probably one of the most famous street scenes in the world. I've had my fill of Shinjuku. I think I've tried my best to do this district justice, but yeah, I think it's worth giving Shibuya a go and see if I can capture some compositions of that incredible crossing. Well, I've made it to Shibuya crossing and it's absolutely insanity. It's just insanity. It's not even at its busiest. It's kind of about 10 at night at the moment, and yeah, it's died down from its peak, which I believe is kind of after work, kind of 6 o'clock sort of time. It's just nuts. There's so many people here, and yeah, it's a little bit overwhelming. But I have managed to grab a few shots already actually, and yeah, I'm pretty happy how they've turned out. There's two in particular that stand out to me. There's one that I've stood next to one of the crossings and I've kind of positioned myself looking across it diagonally up at the main group of lights, which you can see here, and I think that worked pretty well. And then another one I kind of shot, I actually waited for the traffic lights to change to red to stop traffic, and then I literally took my camera and my tripod out into the middle of the road, set it up right in front of the actual stop traffic, and shot right across the actual zebra crossing as the pedestrians were crossing right in front of me. And yeah, that was quite difficult to pull off really, because you only probably get about 30 seconds to actually do your shooting, so yeah, there's no room for error. But I think I managed to pull that off, although I didn't have that many opportunities to do it before I got told to stop doing it. So yeah, but yeah, overall I think I've managed to secure some worthwhile images here. settings wise, I was shooting my images kind of in the region of about half a second to a second, and that allowed me to kind of blur the pedestrians but also pick a little bit of detail in them. I think with shutter speeds longer than that, you'd blur them to the extent that they just turn to a big mushy mess, to be honest. There's so much artificial light here that I could actually shoot with an aperture of about f10, which I found quite surprising for nighttime photography. And ISO wise, I was shooting in the region of about 100 to 200 to get the desired effects, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with how the images have turned out. And as a photography experience, this has been absolutely astonishing. Well and truly out of my comfort zone here. Tonight has been one of the most insane and memorable photography experiences in my life. It's been absolutely crazy, and I feel quite exhausted, to be honest, by it. But I'm pretty happy with the shots that I managed to secure, considering I'm a total fish out of water here, and this is well and truly away from my comfort zone. But yeah, it's I very much enjoyed the challenge of it. I hope you've enjoyed joining me tonight for this little trip through Tokyo's nighttime scenes. It's pretty stunning. Just look at that behind me. Absolutely incredible. As always, thanks very much for watching, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so. And if you've got any comments on the locations I've been at and images that I managed to secure, pop them down below. I am super excited about what the rest of Japan has in store. If this is just the beginning, then oh my god, I really can't wait to see what else this country has. I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.